Sheep! Runners! So this weekend I've been asked to teach on Birmingham University's Wilderness Medical Society Weekend Away. Essentially doing medicine far from hospitals or places that you might associate with first world medicine. So I'm down in the workshop, as you can see, getting all my equipment ready for the weekend, which I've got here and here. So that's the vehicle all packed in anticipation of going away. So I've got my longboard with its blocks here, which I'm going to use for teaching. I've got all my personal equipment for spending a couple of days on a mountain. I've got some rope because we're going to go up a mountain, and why not? Some great lens flare in this shop, by the way. So there's quite a lot of parts to this weekend. First of all, I have to meet up with a colleague at 2 o'clock to pick up some more medical equipment that I need to teach. I've then got to get to Penrith, get settled in, meet up with my fellow instructors, work out exactly how we're going to deliver the weekend. So we've arrived at a pretty typical service station on the motorway, on the freeway.
Okay, I'm stuck in the traffic, that's all.
Yeah, no problem. What's your ETA?
I'm 20 minutes away.
Yeah, not a problem. I can hear McDonald's beckoning. So she's arrived and I've got my swag in the back of the vehicle now, so I can continue my journey to Penrith. It's probably another 2 hours up the road, although the traffic has been abysmal on the way over, so it's not been very pleasant. So if you ever want an impression of just quite how busy UK motorways are, here's a really good example. There are traffic lights restricting the flow of traffic onto the motorway so that the motorway doesn't become overloaded. So I am very much the first person to arrive. There's nobody else here and the reception doesn't open until 5 o'clock. So I've got 20 minutes or so to get settled. So I might have a look at some emails before everyone else turns up, but I'll just have a quick walk through. This is the lounge area. behind me here, and through in this area is the dining area, and this is pretty typical, it's quite nice. Youth hostel, and then through here is another lounge area, which is the communal areas, and there's a kitchen here, which is pretty common as well. And then downstairs are shared amenities like bathrooms and showers and whatnot. So by dint of being the first person here, I've managed to nab a room all to myself. Say a room or 8x10 cell. You decide. I'm being facetious, of course. It's termed as youth hostel accommodation goes. It's actually really nice. There's a bed made up with linen, so I probably don't need to dive into my sleep system. There's a sink in the corner here. There's heating. Down here, we've even got curtains. So it's very pleasant, actually. And there's even a little workspace desk here. It's absolutely beautiful here. Look at this lake. Isn't that fab? So it's the middle of November and it's what? Probably about 10, 12 degrees? It's probably about 10 or 12 degrees centigrade, Celsius, science. So we've got about another 8 kilometres to the top of the hill where we're going. We're going to turn around, head back to whence we came.
Can you see that there's a left-hand turn down here? It's not helpful because it's crossed out, but there are a couple of buildings underneath that house. That's where we are at the moment.
Okay.
So I reckon if we just push along here, we should see a right turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Andy's doing navigation. So day 2 today, a relatively busy day yesterday. I think we maybe did a slightly more exertional walk than perhaps we were intending to, but it's okay, everyone's fine, if a little bit tired. So the plan today is to do another walk before heading back home. So managed to get to bed reasonably early though, so feel nice and fresh and refreshed this morning for day 2. Okay, so I think that was reasonably successful. We tried to get up Helvellyn via Striding Edge today, which is one of the most spectacular ridge walks in the UK. Really is beautiful, but unfortunately the weather conspired against us. It was just a little too windy to do that safely. So we did a slightly shorter circular walk, which we've not long returned from actually. So I've pushed off relatively early, or as early as I could, in order to try and get out the valley here, some of this beautiful scenery here, before the light goes. This is quite challenging driving, even in daylight, and trying to do it at night is something you want to avoid if you possibly can. Okay, so it's the following day and now I'm back. Now got to approach the thing that everyone likes the least when going away from trips that involve a lot of equipment, which means I have to unpack all of this and get it stowed away. Some of this equipment needs to be returned from people it's borrowed, some of it just needs to be stowed away in my personal equipment. So we'll do that and then check in. So here I am back where I started, having taken all the equipment out of the car. Of course, that's the easy bit. Putting it all away where it belongs so it's ready to go the next time I need to go away is the thing that takes the time. It was a real privilege to be asked to go up and teach in the weekend, and I had a fantastic time. We were a little bit time poor, so I didn't get the opportunity to take as much footage of the medical activities that we were doing as I perhaps would have liked. And it was great to meet enthusiastic young people who wanted to learn more about medicine in remote environments. So now I've got the unenviable task of putting all this away.